Hello, it is Friday, and yes, tomorrow is my day off. So what can I do? Taking a video. I would like to talk about target panic today, and actually it was my one of the subject in coaching course a few weeks ago. So I would like to share. So if you like it, I'm happy, and if you disagree, and give me some comments or yeah, share your knowledge or share your experience. Thank you. Good. Okay, so first we are talking about target panic. So the archer cannot expand at full draw, or even they cannot pull the bow. Or okay, so if they pull the bow, but they cannot keep the sight on the center of the target. Or more being better, he put the he's doing aiming, but as soon as the sight is in the gold, he's releasing. So according to do this, the archer has target panic means they only has the feeling, only has the visual information. So there's no any feeling of the other components of a good shot, so which is internal reference. So how you feel the string on your hooking, and how you grab the bow hands, and how do you draw, how do you feel the bow, and how you move, and how you finish your shot. So there's no any internal reference. There's no any shot sequence that we can say is a target panic. So I made some list. So the target panic usually to whom is happen. So athlete who does not have a clear shooting sequence. So it could be when they're practicing, they practice well and they're shooting well, but as soon as the pressure is coming, their shot sequence is messing. So what happened is, for me actually, I had this problem when I was middle school. I pulled the bow, but I wasn't sure, is it right or is it good, so that I put my bow down, and some ends the time forced me to shoot. So what happened is the sequence, set up, drawing, and anchor, expand, release, and follow through. So when I'm doing practice, I keep follow that sequence, but when I get pressured on the competition, I cannot follow the sequence because of my expectation of my subconscious is destroyed by others, so that I cannot make a clear shooting sequence. Yeah, we can talk about this later. And or athlete who is poor mental management. So first, feeling pressure, your concentration or your adrenaline is going high, and you're physically, mentally get tense. We need to think about this is your positive symptom. We should accept this symptom. Don't feel is negative. And also, in this situation, how you're going to solve. There's exercises, but if you don't know how you solve this symptom in physical exercise or mental exercise, then you have a poor mental management. And also the athlete who is looking for achieving an external outcome. So this one could be you're the athlete, but you have a only focus on the external outcome. You don't know, you're not sure what reality you are, but you're only focused on the score. I don't know, maybe only you imagine you're the medal, or I don't know, you just only think about your opponent, who you need to beat. So what happened is, go to competition or whatever you're scoring, your expectation is here, your outcome is here, but you're here. So the gap between here, you cannot accept, because it's not you think your expectation. So then you get pressure, you get more nervous, you get disappointed, then it could be happen. And another thing is the athlete who experience events that create a bad memory. this is a little bit really extreme things, but so for example, but it's not only archery. Okay, for in archery, I went to one day I visited my friends who doing coach, and there's one athlete, and he practicing, but he cannot finish the how to say the finish a good shot. He little bit surprising when he releasing or little bit reaction of the clicker. So I talked with my friends, and he said when the athlete practice in the evening, it was dark and we just put the light on the target and he practicing, but eventually he had a mistake and that arrow hit the metal. So what happened when we hit the metal, we the arrows make really big sounds and the lights happen. Yeah. So after that he cannot make a good shot because we following the sequence, but that memory is come his brain so that he cannot finish the shot. Whatever he's following the situation, the sequence, it may come to him so that he cannot shoot, he cannot finish his shot. For another experience, I've heard that one of the baseball player, and he throwing the ball, but somehow the ball hit, I don't know, he's a senior, so that he really get punishment, so that when he's throwing the ball, before throwing the ball, that kind of bad memory is make him nervous, make him tense. So this is kind of situation, but it's I think almost already I explained before. So first, build a solid sequence. So I want you to have a solid sequence, which means the consciousness, we consciously follow the sequence, stance, set up, drawing, and anchor. And after that, after anchor, with the subconsciously, the aiming and expand, release, and follow through. But we are more focusing on expansion and the follow through. Because as we are human being, we want to be always center of the target, and the release is your result of expansion. And then after that, we doing self-image. So as long as your consciousness, subconsciousness, self-image is growing, the three elementaries growing together, you have a good athlete. So So self-images means you, okay, let me doing first. So subconsciously, we follow the sequence, and after that, as soon as you add the anchor, we need to think at least one. So give me an example. So when I'm shooting, when I'm really shooting good, I really just, my arrow is sucking in the 10. I don't even think what I'm doing. I don't want to feel, but just let my body do. Then arrow is really going into the 10. So, but as soon as I get tired, what happens is, after anchor, just my let body do subconsciously, but the subconsciousness is destroyed by my thinking, subconscious. Oh, I get tired, my forearm is breaking, and my, I don't know, maybe throwing arm is more dragging, something like this. So what happens is I cannot focus at least one things, or I cannot let my body does. Okay, then after that, after you finish your shot, then after that we do self-image, which is self-evaluation. And this is important so that in your results and what you've done should be linked so that you can gain your self-esteem. And this information is you can find in the YouTube, the Kisikli, the coaching seminar 2015. I wish you guys check it out. It's really good information and good video. So again, you need to follow the sequence and really clear sequence. So what you can do is you can make a list Okay, instance, what I'm doing, setup, what I'm doing, expansion, what I'm thinking or what I feel. But subconsciously, I want you to feel or emotion or the feeling. Okay, that's make your body does more subconsciously, not about your brain. And yeah, so this is one of the first elements you need to know to breaking the target panic. And after that, the training, the breathing also important. So we have a look at the video first.
Hi, Robin here. Now, if you're struggling with your chipping or your pitching, making good contact with the ball, perhaps you feel like you've got the yips, I've got a couple of simple tips for you. That's it. It's a deep subject, but there's no question. Your anxiety level will be high. You probably feel like you've got a sudden urge or sudden uncontrollable hit and impact. You get all sorts of different types of shots. It takes away your enjoyment from the game. Now, my 2 tips are quite simple. The first one is to control your breathing throughout the swing. What I want you to do before you make the swing is inhale, and then throughout the entire swing, exhale. If you can control your breath, you'll feel your anxiety level reduce. It'll take away that sudden urge to hit at impact. If you do hit it at impact, if you have that uncontrollable acceleration, you'll hear it in your breath. Let's give it a try. Okay, the second one. It's very similar, but rather than controlling your breath, what we're going to do is we're going to hum. You're going to hum continually throughout the entire swing, trying to keep the tone consistent and even. If you have that sudden acceleration at impact, you'll hear it in the tone of your hum. Again, you can start to practice evening that out. Again, reducing your anxiety level, smoothing out your tempo. Let's give it a try.
Okay, so okay, let me change my. Okay, so you can see some especially the bearable who or some beginner without clicker. So what they're doing actually is they're coming the full draw, then after when they're shooting, the little bit their action to release. So what happened is we need to follow the sequence, and after that give an expansion and giving a direction and having attention and release. But for them who has a little bit target panic, for them they need to decide or they're disturbed for other things so that they aggressively making a shot. So when you focus on the breathing or humming, it helps you're not in the bad things. So but you can focus on the breathing or humming so that you can make a more consistent and shot. So if you have any problem related with the target panic or little bit action, I want you to focus on the one things, or you can try the humming. It really helps. Yeah. But interesting is not only archery. In the golf, they say is ips, and in baseball, they have a Steve Ballas syndrome. I hope you googling those sentences that yeah you can find some similar symptom as we are in archery. Okay, so first before go to competition, I want you to have a lot of experience or various experience. So first could be you can let you practice in the win situation or scoring situation. It could be, I don't know, it could be qualification or elimination or team match, and even team match or individual match. You can make some situation that you're losing 2 points or you losing 4 points. If you're losing 5-5, or yeah, if you're winning by 2 points or 4, all the situation you put it in, and as long as you put more, have experience more, that you know how you can solve and it helps for sure. It helps when you go to competition. And also you can make some routine card. So later we will see the video. So routine card is for me, I have a kind of two routine card. So first one is general routine card, and second one is specific routine card. So first one is like our normal life. So what time you wake up, what clothes you're wearing, what time you go to toilet, what time you go to have a breakfast, and what time you go to archery field, and how you're going to start warm up, how you're going to start first end is a general things. So normally when we go to competition, you will have some document on the timetable. So I want you to put the specific time what you're going to do. And this is why important. The competition situation is different as we are practicing. So sometimes we are disturbed or we are distracted by others. It could be, I don't know, maybe your friends, or I don't know, it could be your opponent or the situation, so that you're lost. You are lost what you need to do. But as long as you have a timetable and what you need to do and what you need to follow, you can make a checklist. Okay, I've done this. Okay, next time I need to do this. So it could be okay. You are distracted, but you have a list to follow. Then you can be on the track back. And also, of course, you need a goal setting. So this competition, I don't know, I'm going to focus on my technique, specific technique. I don't know, maybe bow arm, it could be my release, or it could be time management, or I don't know, maybe reading wind situation. I more managing my facial. I'm more smiling. I'm not controlled by my emotional things, something like this. And after that, of course, the visualization is really important. The visualization could be, you can visualize the competition, how the competition feels, and of course, how the situation is going, and how you're going to shoot. Of course, you can, in visualization, all the situation. And also you have a self-talk. So you can be certain situation, then after that, you are distracted or you are lost because your unconsciousness, subconsciously is coming negative thinkings. But if you practice the positive self-talking, you know what negative thinking is coming, you know how to solve. Okay, for example, okay, my scoring is getting better, so maybe I can get the medal, I can be first. I don't know, maybe if I'm shooting 55 or 56, whatever score you expect, then in that situation, okay, no, it's not good, I need to focus on this. Or in that situation, no, Kyungsu, you can do this, you can do that, you need to focus this, you can do that. Anyway, the something positive things. And the cognitive, the restricting is like, for example, the rubber band. I gave one rubber band to my archer. So whenever you are distracted and your negative thinking is coming, you pull the rubber band and hit your wrist. So I give the rubber band and I put rubber band on his wrist, and after that he's in the competition. The negative thinking is coming, negative thought is coming, he pulling and release that, and the physical punishment is kind of the puzzle of the dog. When we ringing, the dog is start to how to say, swallowing the, like this. And also we have a SCAT test, so you can go to this website, you can have some survey that before competition or in the competition, your anxiety is checking your anxiety, so that is giving your points, it give you score. So if you have a certain points, you have a low anxiety, this is normal, and this is high. So if you are high level of anxiety, I am not recommend you go to competition. Or you need to more figure out to gain your confidence. Okay.
세계 최강의 자리를 지키고 있는 대한민국 여자 양궁. 지난 런던 올림픽 결승에서도 확인할 수 있었죠. 5세트까지 승부를 가리지 못하고 휴동. 기보배에게 특별한 주문이 있었습니다. 제가 가장 무서워하는 바람을 이제 별표를 해놓고 가장 중요하니까요. 바람 그까짓 거 이길 수 있어라고 써져 있고요. 이제 기술에 대해서 첫 번째.
So first, the giveaway said most afraid of things for her is the wind. So she wrote here, the wind, that I can beat it. And after that, she fill in the specific routine. So first thing is trust my technique, and after that, pulling confidently, and draw hand, put my draw hands deep anchor, and the push my push arm toward 10 points, so center of the target, and after that shooting more, I don't know, electrically and confidently.
첫째, 내 자세를 믿고 쏘자. 두 번째, 빨리 들어서 뒷손 깊숙이 붙인 후. 세 번째, 왼쪽 어깨 10점 방향으로 밀고. 네 번째, 탄력 있고 경쾌하게 쏘자. 긴장감에 무너질 수도 있는 상황. 기보배도 조금 흔들렸지만 상대 선수였던 로마는 끝내 압박감을 이기지 못했습니다. 기보배는
So there's some document the KBS they producing before go to Olympic Rio 2016. They made some film. It's almost 1 hour 30 minutes document. A documentary, and you can see the Gibobe or all the Korean national team. They have something, the small card, so that before competition or nervous situation, they aggressively watch, look at it, so that they're not distracted by the situation or nervous. They're let body focus on the routine card. And why I put this one? So please teach archers those tools that when he got nervous or feel anxiety, so let them use the one of the tools which is work well to them, so that they can at least manage the mental management. So it feels like this. For really easy example, that okay, so we are soldier. We learned how to kill the people, how you shoot the gun, how you throwing the grenade, how you does strategy we do. But imagine you go to war and it's extremely different than what we practiced. So maybe you can see your your friends dying or bleeding, or the big sounds. They get trained, but at least we need to give some tools how to manage at nervous situation. Okay, so last one is after competition. So after competition, however, we will get some result. So it could be your success, it could be your failed, but I want archer more focus on this part. So ability, effort, difficulty, luck, and stable, unstable, with it and outside. So if your success, you need to find the reason in your ability. Okay, so yes, I did well because my technique is good. My technique is excellent. My mental is perfect. I know whatever the situation I have, my ability can beat that situation. And of course, you can be failed. Even you failed, you put it in your, find the reason in your, this part, at fault. So for example, yeah, I couldn't prepare well my mental management. Yeah, in that situation, I need to focus that one. But I didn't prepare, I didn't practice in the practice. Or maybe, yeah, I didn't put my effort to shoot in the practice. Yeah, my practice session wasn't enough, or something like this. So that the athlete get motivated to practice more, put more effort, making a more effort for the next competition or next the challenge things. But as long as you put it outside or difficulty or luck, yeah, your self-esteem will be getting lower. Okay, of course, but when you failed, of course, it could be, I don't know, maybe wind or the external things. But yeah, this one. First, yeah, protecting your self-esteem. Okay, so we are going to watch one more video.
Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the Zeigarnik effect. And Zeigarnik is named after a Russian psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik. And what she found is that when you have an unfinished task, that you tend to remember it and remember it and remember it more because it is unfinished. And this is known as the Zeigarnik effect. And I'm going to give you some examples of this. So let's say that I was to sing a song for you and I went dun 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 dun. And I didn't fill in the blank. Dun dun. Well, I had to do it because I had that tension there. And that tension is the Zeigarnik effect. We want to be able to fulfill that unfinished piece of business. Now, this is also evidenced with Mozart. Mozart was one time sick in bed, and he had a friend that was coming over. And Mozart said, no, leave me alone. I'm sick. And so what his friend did is he played a piano concerto, but he only played about half of it, and then he left. Well, this is where not even illness can prevent the Zeigarnik effect from Mozart wanting closure. So apparently Mozart got out of bed to complete the piece because he couldn't just leave the music unfinished. All right, so when we have unresolved things, our brain wants to find the answer. This is the Zeigarnik effect. And this is also used with online ads, with clickbait. They'll be using really emotional headlines, but they'll just give you a partial bit of that information, right? You've seen these headlines popping up all over the place. It really makes you want to click on them because it's about shock, and you get to see, almost all of the picture, and you want to fill in that blank and get the rest of the picture. You also see this in television shows, where they'll say, and this thing does all these wonderful things for you, and we're going to show exactly how it works. But first, a message from our sponsors. Or you'll be reading a Charles Dickens book, and then it ends on a cliffhanger. Or maybe you're watching a movie, and it says, to be continued, right? And it's just, it makes you want to finish it. Well, that's the Zeigarnik effect. And it was also studied again. Here's a study about it in 2006. And in this one, they gave, basically the way it worked is that you gave people a puzzle, but not enough time to finish it, and you just want to time them for like a couple of minutes. Well, after the experiment was over, people still wanted to stick around and finish the puzzle, even though there was no reward for doing it. So 86% of the people still wanted to finish the puzzle. So it just shows you that this Zeigarnik effect is something that is in our brains that really wants us to be able to complete our tasks. It's difficult to move forward if we have unresolved issues. And this is really evident when you see people that have got like a phobia, or let's say post-traumatic stress disorder, or they've had a breakup, or there's phantom limb pain. It's like the brain is not getting the full picture. There's like unresolved issues there, and so those problems just keep circulating over and over and over, and it's annoying. Without that closure, it's like being Mozart in bed, only hearing half the song. And hey, that's part of the Zeigarnik effect. And I look forward to sharing more with you in the future videos. Bye for now.
Okay, so that was Zeigarnik, the effects. And the second one.
Whether it's from an awful breakup or a traumatic life event, some memories can haunt us for our entire lives. But what if there was a way that you could completely forget these altogether? Can science erase your bad memories? Memory is an incredibly complex process. While scientists used to believe that it was like a filing cabinet and particular memories were stored in different sections of the brain, we now know this is incorrect. In fact, each memory is a brain-wide process. If you end up remembering this video, it's because the cells in your brain are being triggered and fired, building new connections and links and literally rewiring the circuitry of your mind. And this change is partially facilitated by proteins in the brain. So what if the proteins aren't available? Simply put, memories can't be made. Seriously, scientists have tested this by giving animals drugs that prevent these proteins from forming. As a result, the animals have no recollection of the things that took place shortly after the drug was taken. From this research, scientists actually found a way to target long-term memories for deletion. You see, every single time you remember a memory, your brain is once again firing and rewiring. In fact, each time you reflect on a memory, you are literally physically changing that memory in your mind. And each time, that memory is altered a little, reflecting your current thoughts. Remembering is an act of creation and imagining, meaning the more you reflect on old memories, the less accurate they become. And scientists have actually quantified this change. After 9/11, hundreds of people were asked about their memories of that dreadful day. A year later, 37% of the details had changed. By 2004, nearly 50% of the details had changed or gone missing. And because memories are formed and rebuilt every time, if you administer the protein-inhibiting drug while recalling a memory, the memory can be affected.
So the first video was zygoganic effect. So the memory which you couldn't finish, I mean incomplete or unfinished, the memory is more in your brain. And after that, the second video was how we erased the bad memory. So I know, okay, give me some example. So I participated in the 2000 Olympic Youth Championship. So actually my preparation was really good, and I shot 1,370 in practice just a few weeks before go to competition. And I was quite happy with my practice. So maybe, I don't know, my expectation was high, and I went to competition, and after that, I would say there's no memory of the competition, just my memory in that competition, just like it was embarrassing, it's like horrible or something like this. Just I remember, yeah, I lost by Australian guy, and the team competition also, yeah, at the quite first and second third was going well, but last one was a little bit, I was nervous, and yeah, our teammates also not much going well, something like this. Then after that, yeah, not much memory, because it was my incomplete or unfinished memory. But I start to go back to my bad memory, and I'm trying to make some specific. So how I go there, and what hotel I stay, and what was food, or I don't know, how was the archery field, how was atmosphere, how was the weather, something like this. So this day, when I thinking that competition, of course, a little bit hard at the moment as well, but it's getting more familiar. It's getting more I can accept. Before, when I thinking that competition, I was so embarrassing, and even I don't want to talk that competition. But yeah, now I'm getting more familiar. I'm getting more comfortable, and even I can talk that competition in the public area. Because if I don't accept that competition, yeah, I'm still afraid what I've done. Because and that situation, that was also me, and even where I am is also me now. So I'm also really happy that I can share my experience. I'm more struggling, and according to that my struggling experience, I can share here, so that I can understand more archers. Yeah. So why we have a bad memory and it's being more longer? Because of the zygoganic effect. So it's okay. Because of this, we have that situation. Is more longer in your brain. We can understand. We need to accept. But there's a solution. You can go that bad memory is not only archery. As long as you have a bad memory, I know first step is really difficult. Please, but go back there and trying to make a list or go back more specific. What you've done, or I don't know, what situation, things, and trying to understand why it was like that. Even you cannot find the reason. So for example, yeah, maybe that competitive situation make me pressure, or I don't know, maybe the weather was make me difficult. But somehow you need to accept that memory so that you can progressing, and you're not staying at that memory, you're going to more progressing, you're going out of the bad memory. Okay, so first one was the target panic, to whom is happening. Then after that, we need to have a really solid sequence. So you can make a list, okay, instance sequence or drawing sequence, and expansion sequence, what you're doing. Yeah, But expansion, you need to think at least. You shouldn't let your consciousness is breaking your subconsciousness. So you need to really solid one thinking or feeling or emotion, and after evaluation. And after that, the breathing is helps you the target panic. So the humming, or you more focus on your how you breathing. So out of your bad sequence, you can make another things to focus. And before competition, you need to make some lot of various situation that you can get experience and learning how you manage. And of course, routine card, goal setting, and visualization, self-talk, and the anxiety test. And after competition, you need to find the reason, but I want you to find the reason in your internal things. Yeah, is ability or effort. And if somehow I don't want to have bad memory, but if you have, we understanding the Zeigarnik effect, so that the bad memories stay longer in your brain, but you make finish. You need to finish the bad memory, and you need to be out of the bad memory. So specifically, you go to the bad memory and feel and forgiving and accepting the unfinished the bad memory. Good. And of course, you can find the exercise in our World Archery the coaching course manual. Yeah, and I hope you help. This one was help. And if you have any good experience, please share with us and make more our sports better. Bye bye.